Ladies and gentlemen, we are live here tonight at Monza with the MCR Super Formula Lights. Should be a good race here as we remain in Italy. Last night, our IMSA series just finished up at Imola, and here we are hopping in the Super Formulas here at Monza. Looks like qualifying is rounding out here. And, folks, I think we can call it official. Top of the board. Quick time in Drennan, top of the board with the number 96 machine with a 1:42.06 for qualifying. But, folks, again, we appreciate you guys coming out here. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, the world's #1 streaming service. We will be back here ready to roll here shortly. Be sure to click the like button. Subscribe to the channel here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Kick back, relax, enjoy some of these tunes. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at Monza, and it is time to get gridded up. 13 of the best in the business here tonight on Hutchinson Motorsports TV, world's #1 streaming service. We are going open wheel racing with the Super Formula Lights. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to get started with your starting lineup. Here it is on the front row from the pole position. He's a driver for Hutchinson Motorsports TV. The number 96, Ian Drennan. On his outside, the number 88, Casey Catola. Row number 2 on the inside. Big shout out to this guy right here. He made this stream happen here tonight. The 17, Donald Calcutt. On his outside, and the 26, Cameron Fader. Row number 3 on the inside, going to be the 212, Jack Peterson. And the 8, Richard Danielewski, sorry about that. And then row number 4 on the inside, going to be the 23, Michael Ford. And the 88, Julian Padilla. And then behind him in row number 5, it's going to be Puddles the Duck, Corey Sertoff. Then we have Chris Santiago, Om Prajapati, and Marco Benetti. We're not seeing him yet. But ladies and gentlemen, that is your starting lineup here tonight. We are at Monza. We're in Italy. On your feet, off your seats. Click that like button, subscribe to the channel, because we are about to go Super Formula Light Racing here tonight. As our drivers take the out lap, they're warming up them tires here, side by side, ready to get rolling here. Looks like we've lost Donald Calcutt. He is in the pits here. And then Marco Benetti is not here at all. So looks like just 12 of them making it out here tonight. But again, up front, going to be Ian Drennan, Casey Catola. These guys going to be duking it out here tonight. Take a look here. This is a 1 hour race. As you can see, it says 1 hour, 36 laps. I don't know which one we're going by. All I know is we're going to be here for an hour, folks. So kick back, relax, enjoy the tunes here as we pull them off. But the pace car is in. Field is set at Monza. Are you ready? On your feet, off your seats. Green flag in the air at Monza. Field is set, heading into turn 1. Ian Drennan, your race leader out front. Oh, somebody just junked it, folks. That didn't take long. Looks like we've got some junked race cars here. Let's take a look what happened on the start. So here it is. That's Puddles the Duck. Oh my gosh. He just smokes the car in front of him. He is toast. And it looks like he collected Richard Danielski in front of him as well. So let's hop on board with Puddles the Duck here. See what he was seeing out of his front windshield. So here it is, going into turn 1. He's trying to win the race here. Late braking zone. Wham! He's jumped, folks. Puddles the Duck is done for, and he took out a back wing of somebody as well. So that is unfortunate. Cameron Fader has crashed. Let's see what happened. So here's Cameron Fader. Oh, yeah, he doesn't have that back wing. That's a tough corner to make when you don't have a back wing. Thanks, Puddles the Duck. So he's junked. He's got some work to do. Here's Casey Catola right here running in the 3rd position, but your race leader still Ian Drennan out of Port Elizabeth, South Africa. Now resides near the Atlanta area. Here he is out front trying to hold off Jack Peterson in that 2nd spot. Looks like those are the only big wrecks of the night so far, thankfully. Got a couple of junked race cars out here. Not sure how we're doing on fast repairs or what that plan is here tonight. But all I know is we're still good out front as the Colorado Springs native Jack Peterson trying to reel in Ian Drennan. Let's drop back a little bit here. Let's take a look. Corey Sertoff out of Jefferson City, Missouri. Oh, and he spins it out right when I put the camera on him. So he locks it down, spins it out. He must have heard his ears ringing. As soon as he gets on camera, spins it out. That is live, folks. Let's see what happened here. Looks like Richard Danielski here in that number 8 machine. Side by side, going into the corner here. Just locks him up late. Takes that out lap there. Basically a penalty for overshooting. So we go back live. Again, Ian Drennan, still your leader out front here. Started first, still running first, has about a 2nd lead. Holding off Peterson at 2nd, Catola in 3rd. 4th place right now, though, Julian Padilla. Here he is in that 888 machine. Padilla had some real speed earlier here in practice, I believe. Looking pretty good. Michael Ford in 5th right behind him. Good night for Michael Ford so far out of Keller. Hey, Michael, we don't know where Keller is, so next time you pull up your SDK driver info, why don't you add a state for us, buddy? And behind him in the 6th position, Om Prajapati. Trying to hold off the 8 as he's going to blow right by him. That is Richard Danielewski. That is tough to say. It is a mouthful. But Richard Danielewski here in the number 8 machine. He's going to take over the 6th spot. But we drop back here after starting in the pits here. Donald Calcutt up to 8th. The Charleston native. Hey, Donald, next time you pull up your SDK driver info, why don't you add your state as well? I'm sure you mean South Carolina, but hey, we never know because there is a Charleston, Illinois here. Then we have Chris Santiago behind him out of Puerto Rico, I believe. Running in the 9th spot and then rounding out the top 10. The guy that put on a clinic there in turn 1. Out of Eugene. Hey, Puddles, you need to add a state as well, even though we know it's Oregon. Eugene, Oregon native, Puddles the Duck. And then here's Corey Sertoff. He's way back there. He's just cruising around after spinning out earlier, basically in last. Looks like Marco Benetti still never made it out on track, so Benetti never started the race. He is not even here, folks. Calling it quits. Boy, I tell you what, I was talking to Marco. He said this track was just too tough for him. He wasn't even going to try it. So he didn't want to get out here. I was trying to give him some pointers, but he just couldn't hang. So he's not going to make it out. But nonetheless, Ian Drennan, still your race leader and fastest lap of the session, just turned right here by the 888, Julian Padilla. So keep your eye on this guy right here as he makes a pass for the 3rd spot. Padilla has some real speed. Let's hop on board here with Julian. Cruise around. We're trying to get the track map working, folks. It doesn't want to work half the time. So we're working on it. Gonna take a look here, see if we can get it running. Obviously not. I know one way to bring it up here, but it's not gonna look good. Let's try it out, though. Give me a moment. Got it up here, but we're having some other problems. One moment. There we go. We got it working. So here is Julian Padilla currently running in the 3rd position, about 2 seconds back here, trying to chase down Jack Peterson. Looks like Corey Sertoff has crashed. This might have been from earlier, though. Let's take a look. So Corey Sertoff right back here. That's not Corey Sertoff. I don't know what happened. Let's try this again. Our overlay is having some major problems here tonight as the 25 of Sertoff looks like he's going into turn 1, I believe. He loops it up. So a rough night here for the Jefferson City Missourian Corey Sertoff, but we hop back over here. Julian Padilla gives up the 3rd spot back to CK Casey Catola. So Catola takes over that spot once again as our 2 race leaders out front, starting to duke it out for the race lead. Jack Peterson here in the 212 SpongeBob car. He's going to take over the race lead. New leader out front, Jack Peterson out of Colorado Springs. Ian Drennan not ready to give up, though. We're going to hop on board here. Side-by-side battle for the race lead here at Monza. Here they go, turning into turn, let's call it 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe that was turn 4. This is probably 5 and 6. Something like that. I don't know, folks. I'm out here winging it. I'm here at Monza. I have raced this track many a times, but I've only been on that oval. As the 212 of Peterson catches the grass, he's going to lose some ground. Ian Drennan takes back the race lead. So these guys still battling for the lead. Let's drop back a little bit. Om Prajapati out of Chicago currently running in the 6th position. Notice Doug flies off the track again, as well as Donald Calcutt. Let's see what happened to Donald here. I'm not sure what he's doing. He's probably just trying to throw some debris on the track. I do that sometimes. I'm out there, I'm struggling, and you know what? There's some guys back behind me catching me. Well, I'm going to throw some debris up on the track, give him some something to think about. That's what Donald Calcutt's doing here. Never want to show your hand with these guys as he makes the pass for the 7th position. Throws a slide job. So Calcutt up to 7th here. Next, he's going to go to work on Om Prajapati in 6th. CK Casey Catola had some problems. He has fallen back to 5th. Not sure what happened here as Michael Ford gets around him up to 4th. And how about this, folks? We got a battle for the lead as Julian Padilla reeling him in. So Jack Peterson is your race leader. Once again, Julian Padilla right on the back bumper here. Let's hop on board with Padilla. Oh, they're throwing blocks. Padilla thinking about giving the bumper. But I tell you what, we need to put Julian Padilla in a NASCAR sanctioned series, I think. He can use that front bumper and move people out of the way. I think he'd love it. So battling for the race lead up here. We really got 4 cars in it because Michael Ford is right there as well. So 4 cars, bumper to bumper, wing to wing, whatever you want to call it. They are all right here. We're on board with our 4th place car, Michael Ford. And folks, Own Project Potty just junked it. Let's see what happens. So here's Own Project Potty, was running in the 6th position. Comes out a little wide. Got the death wheel there. Spins it around. Doesn't get on the wall, though, but he gives up some spots. Project Potty has fallen back to 10th. He is toast. Meanwhile, Jack Peterson, still your race leader out front. You know, folks, I'm going to try to pull this drone out. See if I can fly this thing around. Give me a moment. So here we are. Oh, yeah, there we go. So here's the drone, folks. I'm flying around the track. We are heading into turns. I believe this is 2 and 3. I don't know. Nonetheless, look at these guys. Bumper to bumper here. Oh, watch out for the trees. But they're in 3rd place. Padilla, he's trying to lay the horn down on Ian Drennan, who's in 2nd. So there's your race leaders. Let's get this thing down to the track. Oh, battle for the lead. Let's fly up there. Oh, he bumps him. Ian Drennan's trying to junk him. As I'm trying to fly the drone here, Ian Drennan's trying to take out Peterson. Big run there by Ian Drennan for the 2nd spot. We're going to stay up here as we watch the 3rd place Padilla stick his nose right behind Drennan as well. Look at this battle right here. 4 cars duking it out for the race lead. It's Peterson out front, Drennan in 2nd, Padilla in 3rd, and then Michael Ford right there with him. Padilla looking to the outside here, trying to take over that 2nd spot. Not going to be there. He's swerving all over trying to find a line. Boy, these guys are blocking. I kind of feel like I'm at Talladega in a NASCAR Cup Series car. These guys blocking left and right here at Monza. You know, there is an oval here at Monza. I told these guys we should have just went on the oval. And I think that's what Julian Padilla would prefer. Seems like he'd be a great oval racer, especially with fenders on them cars. But he's looking to the outside. It is not there for now, as Michael Ford has gotten to his back bumper as well. Meanwhile, Peterson's loving what he's seeing as they're side by side. See Jack Peterson out front, running away just a little bit, just a touch. Right there with him, though, as Ian Drennan blocking Michael Ford. So heading into turn 1, let's see who's going to outbrake each other. Going into the S there. Still bumper to bumper, and it looks like Ford laying down the horn on him. Uh-oh, Ian Drennan just disappeared. He's back. Having some connection problems here as these guys continue to battle side by side. Look at this battle here. We're on board with Michael Ford. He is in 4th right now. But right in front of him is a side-by-side battle. Oh, whoa, look out! Ian Drennan is jumped. Let's see what happens. So he's in 2nd, goes in the corner, hits the bump there. Oh, yep, just hit the bump too hard. Throws a slide job, folks. Ian Drennan loops it around. So he's going to fall back to 5th here. Casey Catola going to get around him. So now it is a 3-car battle up front. Meanwhile, these two now going to duke it out for 2nd as Peterson starts to run away a little bit after the big battle. So Julian Padilla holding on to that 2nd spot. Michael Ford right behind him. Casey Catola taking over that 4th spot here. Let's drop back a little bit, see what's going on. Donald Calcutt in the 6th spot. Richard Danielewski here in 7th. Puddles the Duck 8th. Chris Santiago in 9th. And then Om Prajapati rounding out your top 10 here. So we'll keep our eyes here on this battle for 2nd for now. Take a look at the chat here. We got Connor Gerard out there, Jared Hutton. Let's see what they're talking about here. Jared Hutton saying the Formula cars make good racing. I definitely see that, Jared. You know, I actually ran a race here in these Super Formula Light cars. Never been in one before. I hopped out there. I can't remember which track I was at. It didn't go great, but honestly, it went better than I expected. They are actually very drivable cars. You got a lot of grip in these things. As Padilla holds on to the 2nd spot for now. So let's jump around a little bit, see what's going on. We are 14 minutes into this race here, folks. Again, an hour race. Try to pull something up here for you. One moment. Working on something here, folks. We didn't really have a super formula set up. You know, we redid our whole setup for the IMSA race last night. So we're working on something here. Give me a moment as you continue to watch this battle between Padilla and Ford for that second spot. I don't like that either. Hang on, folks. We're looking some stuff over. Looks like that'll have to do right here. So here's Julian Padilla in the second spot. We got Peterson, your leader. And we got the map there on the right working. This isn't the prettiest overlay. We'll see what else we got. What other options? Flipping through here. Looks like we've got Chris Santiago off the track. Let's see what happened for Chris. Just loops it around, it looks like. Out of Puerto Rico, he is junk. But Jack Peterson is your race leader, folks. So we got, once again, it's a 1 hour race. Or the first, I guess it's either 1 hour or 36 laps, whichever one comes first, I guess. I have no clue how this is playing out, but all I know is we are logging the laps down here at Monza tonight. Folks, we're going to take a quick break. We will be back in a moment. First, we're going to see what happened to Ian Drennan. He just crashed. Well, here he is, going in the corner, does a slide job, and loops it. So Ian Drennan spins it out once again. Jack Peterson still your race leader. But, folks, we're going to take a quick break. We will be back in a moment. Kick back, relax, enjoy some Hutchinson Motorsports TV tunes. Click that like button and subscribe to the page. We got a message from Larry McReynolds.
Hi, I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong. Hutchinson Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed.
junk. As we return back from break here at Monza, Jack Peterson still your race leader. As you can see, he's got about a 15-second lead on Donald Calcutt. Looks like CK Casey Catola going to be down pit road. Uh-oh. He junked it, folks. Let's see what happened. So here's CK Casey Catola. He was in second place, folks. Let's see what happens. Just overshoots it a little bit. Tries to stay on the gas, and unfortunately, that one has to hurt. Let's rewind this one more time here, folks. Let's hop on board here. Here's CK Casey Catola. He's feeling good. He's in second right now. Up to fifth gear. Bobs it down to fourth. Overshoots it. Stays on the throttle. He says, all right, we're good. We're good. Nope. Wham! Hey, CK. Your car is junk here at Monza. So that's going to move Donald Calcutt up to the second position after starting in the pits. But, folks, he is 15.7 seconds back from your race leader. Puddles the duck down pit road here. He just junked it as well. Let's see what happened, folks. The Eugene, Oregon native Puddles the duck. He's a fan favorite here, folks. But he just overshoots this corner as well. And he's junk. So another car junked here. Looks like we're down to 8 left out on the track right now. One of which is Julian Padilla. He's been involved in a couple of minor incidents. Ian Drennan, he spun out at least 2 or 3 times that we've even caught. And then in 7th, it's going to be Corey Sertoff. We saw him spin out. Chris Santiago, we saw spin out as well. So, yep, CK Casey Catola, he's going to call it quits. He is done for the night. Donald Calcutt down pit road. And he gets off pit road here. Let's pull up your Hutchinson Motorsports TV pit strategy information here. Give me a moment. Try to find it. We are going through a lot of different. Let's just do it this way, folks. One moment. We'll pull this up. How many pit stops we got? There it is. So we got 0 stops for your top 3. Donald Calcutt, he's really had 1 stop, folks. I think it's counting. He started the race down pit road. So he stopped, Padilla stopped, and Drennan has stopped. And Corey Surtoff, he's running 7th. He hasn't even stopped yet. So rough night for Corey Surtoff. He's got some work to do here in the Super Formula Lights. So any moment you're going to be seeing Jack Peterson, your race leader, come down pit road. Has plenty of a gap of a lead here. Right now, 34 seconds ahead of Danielewski. And there he goes down pit road. So there's your race leader. He's going to hold on to the race lead unless his pit crew just forgets to put the tire on or something crazy. Meanwhile, Richard Danielewski here in the 2nd spot. Om Prajapati right behind him. Let's jump around the track a little bit, see what else is going on. We're here at Monza, though, once again. Super Formula Light Racing here with MCR Motor City Racing, folks. Well, MCR, they have at least 3 or 4 series that I know of. You know, we got the Super Formula Lights here tonight. Yesterday night was our IMSA multi-class racing. That's definitely their, I'd say that's their Premier League. That definitely has a large field, 60 entries for that series. And then I believe on Wednesday nights, they have their late night series. And then they're actually starting another series as well. I don't even know what night it's on, folks. It's hard to keep up. But what I will tell you, join our Discord here today. There is a link in the description of the video. Join our Discord. We'll point you in the right direction if you want to race with MCR, MCR, which is Motor City Racing. Definitely a great league to be a part of, as Om Prajapati is taking over the 2nd spot. So Jack Peterson, he went down pit road. He is still your leader. We still need to see Prajapati and Danielewski go down pit road. Seems like everybody else has, though, in the field. But we're halfway through this one already. About 30 minutes in, our race here at Monza in the Super Formula Lights. These guys putting down lap times of about 1 minute and 43 seconds. This is your closest battle on the track here. Let's hop on board with Danielewski as he's racing Prajapati right now for the 2nd position. Again, these two are going to be coming down pit road right here. Here it is. So we see those two going to give up the 2nd and 3rd spots. That's going to put Donald Calcutt back into 2nd. But he's got about 17.5 seconds to work on Jack Peterson, who is way out front. We saw some good racing earlier, but Peterson, he has stayed smooth while everybody else has had some incidents. That is one good-looking SpongeBob car, though. Take a look at that 212 machine. Jack Peterson. You know, folks, I was talking to Jack last night. He gave me a call. It was pretty late, actually. It was about midnight. He said, Blake, what do I do at Monza? How do I drive the track? You know, and then I had to walk him through the entire track, every single corner. You know, so I walked him through every corner one by one. He said, wow, Blake, thanks for all the help. And I really think he took great notes. Everything I told him looks like he's doing, as he's dominating this race out front by 17.5 seconds. Wow. Always love to help these guys out. You know, I am an expert road racer, one of the best in the business. You know, I went out there in the IMSA class one time in a practice, and I was actually the quick time in my own class. It was pretty incredible, folks. Set the quick time in my class. It's pretty easy, honestly. It's kind of a natural at this stuff, to be honest. But we look through, once again, a big shout-out, Donald Calcutt from CFC Racing. That's clean, fast, competitive racing. He is in the 2nd spot out of Charleston. Big shout-out to him, though, making this broadcast possible, you know, folks. He made this thing work here tonight, and he's running 2nd, so pretty good night for him. You know, he probably wished that he would have a shot at Peterson, but You never know. We still got a long way to go. Maybe something will happen to Peterson. Meanwhile, though, Julian Padilla is right there on his back bumper, has caught Calcutt once again. We have Ian Drennan back to fourth. He spun out twice. And Om Prajapati and Richard Danielewski are still duking it out here. Right now, it's a battle for fifth between the two as Prajapati makes the pass. Boy, these open wheel cars make some good battles. You definitely see a lot of passing back and forth once they start to get to battling. But who you don't see passing back and forth is your race leader, Jack Peterson, out of mid-shift racing. He is killing it here tonight, dominating this thing out of Colorado Springs. But let's hop on board our third place car, Julian Padilla in that number 888. We are on board. He is ripping it around the speedway. Well, I guess they don't call them speedways, call them circuits, whatever you want to call it. All I know is we are at Monza, and he's going to take this hard, sweeping right-hand turn right here. Call that the Hutchinson Motorsports turn. Into the world's #1 streaming service front stretch. Trying to get a run on Calcutt for that second spot. On the left, you will see the Hutchinson grandstand, and then turn one right up here. Get ready for it. It's a deadly one. We saw Puddles the Duck absolutely junk it going into turn one to start this race. Then he's got a clean run there. He's going to get out of it. Into the Fly Emirates loop. Takes the hard right here. Right here, you are on the Harpoon Design side stretch. Taking the left here. That's the Hutchinson S. Back into another straightaway, a big right. This is turn 7. Down the mini stretch, into turns 8. Then you see another back stretch right here. You're going to see a sweeping left-hander into a right-hander, and then back on to the Hutchinson Motorsports backstretch. Wow, what a great lap around this track, folks. I'm glad I could help you out with the names of these corners and straightaways here at Monza. If you're not familiar with Monza, just shoot me a message. I can help you out, teach you a thing or two about the track. And I've been here a number of times on that oval. Basically the same thing. So we take a look here. Om Prajapati starting to run away from Danielewski in that battle for the 5th position. As we check out the Hutchinson Motorsports TV chat, big shout out Jeremy Roost gave us a subscribe earlier. Jeremy, you just made the best decision of your life. But hey, everybody, we appreciate you tuning in. We got 11 watching right now. Be sure to click that like button, subscribe to the channel here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. In the description, you will see some more information. Want to help support us, head on over to our Discord. Join our Discord. We got all kinds of good stuff over there. That's where we post some event information. We post some league information, all kinds of good stuff. A lot of people think that we're just there to advertise our videos. That's really not what it's about. It's more of a community for all of our racers. Got about 200 members right now at the moment. Good to see that thing building up pretty quickly. Jared Hutton in the chat, spot on with the names. Hey, thanks, Jared. I put a lot of studying into this track. I've kind of become the guru of Monza for the league. So when guys have questions here at MCR about Monza, you just shoot me a message. I can get back to them pretty quickly. But Calcutt still holds on to the second spot as Padilla tries to reel him in. And how about this? Danielewski making a pass going by Prajapati. These guys are putting on a clinic here in this battle for the 5th spot. We got the Canadian of Danielewski, the Indian of Prajapati. These guys in an international battle here for a top 5 spot on the world's #1 streaming service. Wow. I'll tell you who's not battling anybody tonight. It's Mr. Jack Peterson out front. 16-second lead for him. Ian Drennan down pit road. He's probably sick of spinning that thing out. And we got Corey Sertoff. He's still out here. He's right now holding on to the Hutchinson Motorsports TV battle for last. Let's pull up this beautiful graphic here, folks. Take a look. You may not have seen this. May be new to you at home, but you need to see it. Here it is. The Hutchinson Motorsports TV battle for last graphic there in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. You will see it. Corey Sertoff trying to bring home the coveted toilet trophy in the HMS TV battle for last. He wants to bring that thing back to Jefferson City, Missouri. But he's right there with Chris Santiago in a literal battle for last here. Bumper to bumper, you know, and I call them bumpers. I know they're not bumpers in these cars, but it is what it is. But Jack Peterson's still out front by over 16 seconds. Padilla's still trying to run down Calcutt in that battle for second. Boy, what a good, clean race so far. We are 38 minutes into this one here at Monza on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. You're watching Super Formula Light Racing. We're going to take a quick break, folks. Kick back, relax, enjoy some of these patented tunes. Again, click that subscribe button on the channel for us. And we'll be back in a moment. And we are back here at Monza. Donald Calcutt still sitting in the second position, was able to hold off Julian Padilla for now, who is in third, but Jack Peterson still your leader, while Richard Danielewski taking over the fourth spot, Om Prajapati fifth, and Chris Santiago in sixth. We are 45 minutes into this hour race, or 36 laps. I guess it's whichever one comes first. I'm guessing we're going to run out of time before we get to 36 laps, but we'll see how it works out here as Santiago trying to work himself up into the top 5. So Peterson's still out front, about a 15.5-second gap. You know, I will say Calcutt is a little bit quicker right now, it seems, but really not enough to matter unless Peterson junks it, which is always a possibility here, folks. We've seen plenty of cars overshoot these corners, stuff it into the wall. So we'll hop on board here with Mr. Jack Peterson. Takes the big right here onto the Hutchinson Motorsports TV backstretch. Then he's going to have the Hutchinson S's up here, followed by a Harpoon Design backstretch. Speaking of which, folks, be sure, you know, if you're looking for a paint, he doesn't really mess with the open wheel cars, to be honest, so he can't really help you out with Super Formula car. But if you need anything NASCAR or dirt related, head on over harpoondesign.com. I tell you what, folks, on Trading Paints, you can check it out for yourself if you don't believe me. Go to tradingpaints.com, click Painters, and see who comes up as number 1. You're going to see Brantley Roden. He is the owner and creator of Harpoon Design. He does some incredible work. His paints start at just $25. Best paints in the business. Definitely going to want to check him out here as Jack Peterson continues to dominate this thing. He's led, it says, 24 laps, I believe, on a pit cycle. He missed a couple laps, and then we had an early leader. Ian Drennan led a few laps before he junked it. But it's been a dominating performance here for Jack Peterson. Looking pretty good. Dropping back here, Calcutt in second. As we can look here, his last lap around the track, he was actually about 3.5 tenths faster than your race leader. But again, when you're 15 seconds back, 3 tenths isn't going to cut it here on this big track. Calcutt definitely has some speed, but he's going to need a little bit of help to have a shot at this race win. Then we have Julian Padilla here. He's going to take the shortcut. Chris Santiago goes off the track here. Let's see what happened. So here he is, stuffed into the wall. Comes off the corner of that. I tell you what, that sand there has been killer. Santiago is jumped here. Oh! Almost took out the race leader. Boy, that right there is why the race is never over. Jack Peterson just ripping it around the track, and out of nowhere, there's a car just throws it in reverse right in front of him. Almost junked him. That's going to move Corey Sertoff up 6th here. Om Prajapati 5th. Richard Danielewski in 4th. Then Padilla, Calcutt, and Peterson. So Calcutt down pit road here. He's going to try to rip it around, maybe short pit a little bit. Might help him out, but again, he's got a tall hill ahead of him to run down that race leader. Definitely needs some help. With a little bit over 10 minutes remaining here at Monza, folks. Again, we appreciate you coming out here. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, world's #1 streaming service. Tonight we are here at Monza in the Super Formula Lights. With MCR, we're doing a little spot broadcast for him. Thanks to Donald Calcutt, you know, getting this whole thing set up. Big shout out to him, obviously. But hey, folks, tomorrow night we're going to be back here live. We're going to be with the Stars and Stripes series. I believe we're in the Gen 4 cars, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow night. So you're definitely going to want to tune into that. Wednesday night, we're back here for the GLSR Mr. Radiator Truck Series. You're not going to want to miss that one. And then, folks, be sure to join our Discord, because Friday nights, we're doing a weekly fun night on Fridays. This week, we're going to be in the IndyCar at, I believe it's like Charlotte or the Indy Oval. I don't know. It's one of the two. So again, in our description is our information for our Discord. So go ahead, join over there. We'll give you the info. They are public sessions, open to everybody. We just want to have some fun. You know, damage is off, but we are kicking people that are just purposely wrecking. It's a fun time. We don't broadcast those races, though, because we don't expect them to be the best of races. And then Saturday night, we're going to have the Redemption iRacing Series. They're in the trucks this season. That's going to be a good one. That is their season opener, I believe. We're going to be at Daytona, if I'm not mistaken. Can't wait for that one to start. You know, last week, or on Saturday, we had Bump and Run Jesse Becker. He solo broadcasted a promotional race for them. We put on a little promotion for them. They hired us for that, and we definitely appreciate that. So we're definitely looking for that series there, the Redemption iRacing Series. And again, folks, if you want to join any of our leagues we broadcast, we post them all in our Discord. That way you can join. So if you've ever wanted to race on Hutchinson Motorsports TV, that's the best way to do it. Join our Discord, and we'll shoot you invites, and you can pop right in. But once again, your race leader, Jack Peterson. The gap is very significant now, but he still has to pit once more, I assume. Or not, I don't know. I have no clue what I'm talking about up here, folks. I would guess he does, though, because we did see Donald Calcutt come down pit road. So there you have it. One stop for Peterson. Padilla with 2 stops. Danielewski won. Prajapati won. So my guess is you're going to see him probably come down pit road, but we'll have to wait and see. So Julian Padilla in second. He has had 2 pit stops too, so pretty good night for Padilla. Should bring home second, I would assume, unless something wild happens. I don't know, though. Don't count out Danielewski. Not too far behind him, and Prajapati right there. So actually, they're kind of reeling him in. Let's hop on board with your third place car. Richard Danielewski out of Canada. We see his last lap around here, a 143.38, while your race leader put down a 142.7. So Prajapati makes a pass, and he flies off the track there. That was scary. Boy, that was a real clinching moment there for Danielewski. Prajapati made the pass, and then he slides up. That was a slide job. Well, here it is. Here's a slide job. Well, Prajapati into the corner, makes the pass. A little bit too hot. Slide job. Too hard. Straight into the grass there. Keeps it rolling, though, thankfully. So Prajapati falls back to 4th here, while Danielewski in 3rd, Padilla 2nd. Peterson still your leader. We're heading into minute number 54 here out of the hour. You're watching on Hutchinson Motorsports TV tonight, the MCR Super Formula Light Series. We're at Monza. Not a big field tonight, but it's been some pretty good racing. We've seen some good battles back and forth, and we've seen some cars absolutely junk it as well. Running out of laps here. Maybe your leader doesn't have to pit. I have no clue. Either way, it doesn't really matter because he's got a 50-second lead. He could He could probably pit, get out of the car, take a bathroom break, get back in it, and still win this race. Let's check out our Hutchinson Motorsports TV chat here. We got Connor Gerard tuned in. Connor's a big fan. He never misses a race here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We definitely appreciate him. Jared Hutton in the chat as well. Big shout out to Jared. Naudius Maximus rooting for Donnie. Donald Calcutt. Looks like Calcutt's fallen back to the 8th spot. He has called it a night, actually. So, yep, Donald Calcutt's called it a night. He is done for. Wondered what happened to him. Might have been a mechanical failure. Who knows? All I know is they're loaded up, and they're actually in the hauler. They're leaving the track now. Yeah, they just drove past the racing surface to get out of here. Pretty impressive there. Bold move by Calcutt, but I don't blame him. Race leader actually did go down pit road. Jack Peterson. So we were right. He did have to pit. He's off pit road. Still a pretty big lead for him. Here's Julian Padilla coming out of the big turn there, going into the front stretch, while Peterson is leaving the front stretch. So there is the difference right now. But folks, be sure though, click that like button for us on the video, helps us out, and most importantly, click the subscribe. We are pushing for 1,000 subscribers here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We got some work to do. We're at about 748 last I checked, so almost 750, which we greatly appreciate. You know, couldn't do it without you guys. Here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV, it's just been a booming last few months. I remember back in May, that's kind of when I tried to take this seriously, grow the channel just a little bit. We had like 200-something subscribers back in May. Well, here we are, what, 3 months later? 4 months later, whatever it is, I don't know. 4 or 5 months later, and we have basically quadrupled our subscriber count. Big shout out, though, Christian Taylor and Jesse Becker helping me out with a bunch of things. I brought them on board back in May to really help out, you know, with a one-man show. We basically were just tuning in, doing the race, tuning out. Wasn't really taking it to the level that I knew we could. So I brought them two on board, and it has definitely helped us. We wouldn't be where we wouldn't be where we are today without Christian Taylor and Jesse Becker. Be sure to give them a shout out next time you see them. Especially Jesse stepping it up lately here, doing some solo broadcasts for us. You know, we have been doing some multi-streams where Jesse's doing a league and I'm doing a league at the same time, and Christian, you know, popping back and forth, co-commentating. But it's definitely a team effort here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV. They're helping out the empire I started. They're helping build it. And we have become the world's #1 streaming service. Wow. Incredible. But we're here on lap number 58 here tonight. Here's Jack Peterson. I'm pretty sure we didn't take the white flag. I assume this next lap around should be the white flag lap. And we got somebody in the chat asking for the battle for third. Yeah, they've been battling the whole race. Been trying to jump around between some people, but we'll go back there to him. Owen Prajapati trying to hold off Daniel Lewski. Let's pop on board here. Let's see if the white flag comes out this time. I just want to make sure, because we do not get notified when the white flag comes. That's really what I've been trying to pay attention to. Wow. I don't think I saw a white flag there, so I don't think we're on the white flag lap yet. But again, though, folks, here, iRacing doesn't let us know when the white flag's out on timed races. It's kind of stupid, honestly. But you're watching the battle, well, kind of a battle, not really a battle right now, but Om Prajapati trying to bring home the third position. We're on lap number 35 now. It is a timed race, too, and it's a lapped race. Uh-oh, Prajapati has to head down pit road. Must have been short on fuel. That makes me wonder, does Daniel Lewski here have enough fuel? He's the only car on the track that has one stop, so I'm kind of concerned that he's going to not have enough fuel. Folks, I'd basically bet the house that he's not going to make it on fuel. He is the only car still out on the track with one stop. I think he's toast. We're going to see how it plays out here. My guess he's going to be coming down pit road this next time by. And here's your race leader, Jack Peterson. Going to probably be taking the white flag this time. Kind of weird they're taking the white flag after the time limit, but hey, we're here to do all 36 laps apparently here at Monza. But here's Julian Padilla in second, and actually, how about Daniel Lewski right behind him? But again, he's only pit one. Oh, that's actually the checkered flag, folks. There it is. Jack Peterson crosses the line. Checkered flag in the air, even though iRacing didn't tell us it was a white flag. What did I tell you, folks? I told you it wouldn't let us know. But Jack Peterson brings home the win. Julian Padilla going to get second. Richard Danielowski somehow only does a one-stop strategy and rounds out your podium. So well done there by Richard out of Canada, putting it on the podium here. So again, it's going to be Peterson, Padilla, Daniel Lewski, Prajapati in fourth, and then rounding out the top five, Corey Sertoff. So let's take a look at the chat, see who's available for interview. I don't think all our racers are, but we'll try to find them. If Jack Peterson can pop in a voice chat, that would be great. If not, we'll just go on without him, but we do have Julian Padilla here. Let's go ahead and pull him in. Give me a moment here, folks. Struggling. It is not letting me move somebody here. Yeah, actually, I don't have permissions to move anybody, so looks like no interviews here tonight, folks. Don't have the permissions in the Discord, but hey, look at the podium, though. You see Richard Danielewski in third, Julian Padilla second, Jack Peterson, your winner. Peterson not in a chat anyways. So nonetheless, folks, hey, we appreciate you tuning in here. Hutchison Motorsports TV, you just watch a Super Formula Light race at Monza here tonight. But, folks, hey, again, be sure to tune in tomorrow night. We're going to be back for the Stars and Stripes series. I believe we're in the Gen 4 Cup cars, and that's going to be a good one. But that's really all we got here tonight, folks. We're going to give you a few messages from some of our sponsors and friends. Well, not really our sponsors, but some of our friends. And, hey, we'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.
Hi, I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchison Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchison Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed.
42 right there with him. Smokes them. Oh my goodness! Oh! The whole field is junk! It's a parking lot! They door slam each other! Checkered flag in the air! It's gonna be too close to call! Oh, he just got smoked! Oh my goodness! Turned! He got dumped in the racing! Caution is out. Oh,